You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are champs. Yeah. Roll south to Freedom Park, rocking pink and black. Official tissue in the 305, bounty full of grapes. The Battered Fan with Chris and Dan dropping hot takes. Messi and the Herons start the season with a star on the crest. So 29 fan bases can cry, cause we the best. Sign homegrowns like Noah, Frey and Ruiz, replacing goats with greats. Yeah, Miles got the cheese and he called it. Freedom to dream was the backbone. From Lockhart to Miami, it feels good to be at home. Multiple times a week on YouTube and audio. Take the time to subscribe, like and share the show. So check and chat, grab your MLS cup and coming. No question about it, I'm ready to get a star again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 524 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Goodon. Alongside me is supposed to be Mr. KBD, but he is running late, as Mr. Krabs likes to remind us. But we will continue because we do have our guest to help us preview the Inter Miami RSL game on Wednesday. Second time we ever play. First time we ever make the trip out to Salt Lake. Wait, before I bring in our guest, we have Chris, which has decided to finally join us. What's going on, Mr. KBD?
It's been a long day, but it's going to be an even longer week. That's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of, Miami plays RSL, for those of you that aren't aware, is at 9:30. So it's a late start for us on a Wednesday. And it's 11 games, 11 MLS games on that Wednesday. So it's going to be a fun day of football. Yeah, this is going to be a fun day of football. But
I'm terrified, Danny.
Why?
What do you mean, why? RSL's kicking ass and taking names. You're not terrified?
No.
Well, what do you mean because of RSL? Yes, because of RSL.
Oh, no, I'm not terrified. I think Raw Salt Lake is definitely a good team, but I wouldn't say I'm terrified. Let's see. I'm not going to go back to the beginning of the season. Just looking at their last 5 games. And we're going to have a guest on to tell us. Huh? So just looking at the last 5 games. They beat Atlanta. They beat Atlanta. They beat Austin, which has been underperforming. They drew with San Diego, which has also been underperforming. They beat KC because who doesn't? And then they beat up on San Diego 4-2. So RSL definitely not to be taken lightly, but to be saying that I'm scared, I wouldn't say I'm scared either. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's my lag or your lag, but you're really off with me right now. So I am going to go ahead while we figure out this whole lag situation, because I don't know if Chris is like here or he's frozen. We are going to bring our guest, Marcos from the RSL Bros. Let's bring
it's
in
lagging
Marcos.
really bad. I'll get off.
All right. I'm going to bring in Marcos real quick. What's going on, Marcos? How are you doing, sir?
It's always good to be with you, Danny. How are you doing? How you doing, man?
I'm living the dream.
Obviously,
Chris, go ahead.
I know, but you guys' intro song that always gets me. It's always that's a fire intro song. That's so sick.
That's KBD. That's his. He likes to put pen to paper and make one of those once a year. But as you heard him before he left, because his lag is terrible, he is very worried for Wednesday.
I'm definitely, obviously, as being an RSL fan, I can see where he's coming from. RSL is definitely a team that nobody expected to be this good. Obviously, they do the preseason predictions with Sasha, with Bradley Light Phillips, with all those guys. And every year, it's always the same. RSL 10th, 12th place. But no, we're 7 games into the season, already at 16 points, 5th place in the Western Conference. And me as an RSL fan doing our podcast, shocked. But it's the young talent. It's the young bucks that are pushing RSL. Obviously, everybody knows Gozo. Everybody knows Luna. But we got the new guys, Sergei Solans, who's fresh out of college, who came from UCLA, leading goal scorer right now with 5 goals, a brace last game. against San Diego, but San Diego is not doing great. Sergey could have had a hat trick in the first half, but it's the attack. It's the new guys for RSL that are jiving so well, which is fantastic to see.
Chris, you back? Or did RSL scare you off?
Well, I mean, I think Diego Luna is hacking my computer or your computer, and for sure, hacking badly. So,
Yeah, you're liking pretty badly. I think it might be RSL that's taking effect or somehow.
But I'm scared of Yedlin. I'm going to turn my computer off.
Okay. All right. Well, while Chris figures his thing out. All right. So tell us about this season so far, because you guys have lost one game so far all year. The first game.
Yeah, our only loss was the first game of the season, and that was just a little hiccup. Obviously, playing a very good Vancouver side. That one, that should have been a draw. We had many opportunities in that game, but it was a loss that didn't feel like a loss. We learned a lot from ourselves, and I feel like we've improved every single game. That San Diego one, we went on the road and had that draw. That's one that we should have had 3 points. But RSL just seems like they're getting better and better, and they're finding their rhythm at the right time.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the schedule. You lost to Vancouver. You beat Seattle, which is a good victory. But then Atlanta, Austin, San Diego twice, and Sporting KC. You can't deny it. They've looked good when they've played. But somehow in a really tough Western Conference, you've managed to not play the big boys yet. I think that maybe San Diego and Seattle technically, but when you start playing the San Jose's, which have surprised everybody, Colorado, LAFCs, that's when really get to tell where they're at. And I guess a team like Inter Miami, because I feel like in the Eastern Conference, it's either Inter Miami or Nashville and everybody else, because the Eastern Conference is pretty weak this year. How are you guys feeling about the game on Wednesday?
Oh, yeah. For the game on Wednesday, we're like everybody else. Everybody's super excited. First time seeing Messi. Who isn't? Who isn't excited to see Messi? First time seeing Inter Miami, seeing DePaul, seeing Suarez. So besides, obviously, that, from what I've interviewed with all the players, they're not listening to the outside noise. They're mostly focused on, this is just another game. This is another opportunity to get 3 points, which I'm excited. I like that Pablo and his players have that focus, that they're not listening to the outside noise. They're focused on this one. And us as the RSL Bros, we're locked in also. Like we want the team to get 3 points, because we go from Wednesday, then we go play in Carson against the Galaxy, which, yes, the Galaxy aren't doing great, but that's a team also that could surprise people. So we obviously want to have our players well rested in this one, and then moving into Sunday's game also.
Yeah, because Galaxy finally got Paintsol back. So Paintsol and Peck finally back. With, I don't know if Klaus will be healthy to go, but yeah, that's going to be a big test also, because if they're healthy, they could be much better than what we've seen so far. So for everybody that doesn't watch RSL or keeps up with the league on a regular basis, when they watch the game on Wednesday, I'm about to say Saturday, Wednesday, what would you tell them? Look out for this guy. You might not know about him, but he's going to jump out at you.
Yeah, I think our leading goal scorer, Sergey Solans, like I mentioned, he's from España, rookie out of UCLA, and this kid knows how to score. He's a fast player, very similar to Xavier Gozo. So those two players, when they're on the pitch together, can read each other so well. Xavier Gozo going in for those crosses, and Solans, just like last game, if you saw the highlights, just going in for those headers on both those goals. So Solans, player to watch out for.
Yeah, no, I was watching him this past weekend, and his hold-up play is pretty good also, which I wasn't expecting. And what the best part is coming out of the Super Draft, because you don't expect a lot of talent coming out of the Super Draft, but when it does, it's a fresh breath of air.
No, for sure. Usually when it comes like the Super Draft, you see most of those players going to the MLS Next Pro, and it takes years to get that time. But no, fresh out of college, and he was doing this exact same thing for UCLA, scoring goals, and it's awesome to see him getting minutes right away.
Yeah, it is. So when it comes to as far as strengths and weaknesses, what would you say the strength of RSL is this season?
Yeah, I would say just our depth in attack. The fact that we have so many key pieces. Right now, we've had Victor Olatunji, who we picked up last season, towards the end of last season, and he hasn't even started a game, if I'm not mistaken. He's been on the bench for 3 games in a row. That just shows how deep our bench is. Weakness for RSL, probably the fact that we haven't had a clean sheet at all this season. We were 16 goals and 10 against, but 0 clean sheets. So that's I would say is our slight weakness against us right now.
When it comes to the way RSL plays, are you guys a high pressing team? You guys play a high line. You guys play like what could we expect to see from RSL on the pitch on Wednesday?
Yeah, I would definitely say very high line. Alex Catranes, who's started in while Juanma Sanabria has been out for visa issues. Sanabria will be out. But usually whoever's playing in that position on the wing back on that left side, they push up really, really high, helping our midfield. So that is really helpful when we have Gozo and Sanabria on those wing backs pushing up to help that attack. So RSL is very much pushing up that line and playing much of that tiki-taka.
Do you guys get beat on the counter often? Like, why is it that you guys are giving up goals so consistently?
It's on those set pieces, those dumb set pieces. Very, very, very dumb. That's very same story as last year. And then it's just, you see the goal the first one that San Diego scored last game, not getting back in time. Our backline getting beat. DeAndre Yedlin was having to chase down, I believe, Dreyer, and then Dreyer had a nice assist to Ingridson. So it's just that transition defense that sometimes kills us so many times.
That is the weakness for Miami. Miami's weakness is the fact that they are overly aggressive. Even when out of possession, they still hold a high line for some reason. And we're constantly getting beat with balls over the top and on the counter. So I'm assuming with Solans, you have the weapons to kind of take advantage of a team that plays as aggressively as Miami.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's especially. I'll admit when I watched Miami against New York a couple weeks ago, I was like, yeah, this is not the greatest of backlines. Obviously, you know well aware, like leaving that wide open in the middle and having New York score that easy goal. I was like, Sergey and Goza are going to have a heyday of a time.
Yeah, and the fact that we're going to be missing our best central defensive midfielder in Yannick Bright because he got a red card last game, and his backup David Ayala didn't make the trip. So I'm not really sure what we're going to look like defensively, but I think our midfield is probably going to be non-existent. So I would hope. I mean, this is a new manager, so I don't know how he is as far as strategizing for a specific opponent, but I would hope that he comes out with a little bit of a different mindset, because if we stay as aggressive as we've been, you guys are going to be just running up and down the pitch on us, I would assume.
Yeah, and I think with obviously Miami doing back-to-back games on the road and in altitude, which is definitely killer for athletes. It's interesting. It's interesting to see what lineup we're going to see from both squads, because both teams either play Saturday or Sunday.
You're going to the game.
I will be there. I will be super excited. This is going to be an awesome experience.
Yeah, do you expect? I mean, I don't know how many times you've had a chance to experience this in Salt Lake, but how do you think it's going to be as far as the crowd goes? Do you think it's going to be home field advantage Miami like it's been in some places, or you think RSL is they have their fan base pretty sturdy and you're going to be just rock? Because look, I always give Nashville credit, because I feel like every time we go to Nashville, it's a Nashville home game, and I give Nashville credit for that. How's it going to be over there in Salt Lake?
Obviously, when you play at home, you want this to be your home fortress. But it worries me with Messi first time coming to Utah. We're going to see that. We're going to see probably a 60-40 in terms of RSL, Miami, Argentina, Barca jerseys. So today, Miami was practicing out at RSL's practice facility out there in Harriman. And from what I saw from videos and pictures, there was tons. I would say 50, maybe close to 100 people that showed up outside the gates. So if that's just at practice, the game on Wednesday, it's gonna be something else.
I can see that. They're asking in the chat, is it cold in Salt Lake?
Today it was about 82. Tomorrow about the same, but Wednesday, just get ready. It's gonna be cold. I think the high is supposed to be like 52 degrees, but pouring rain. So that's another thing that I'm interested.
It's going from 82
Yeah,
down to the 40s.
yeah. Like here in Utah, if you don't like the weather, like just wait a day or two. Like it's crazy. Like today and tomorrow, 80s. Wednesday, it's gonna be low 50s, pouring rain. So that's another thing. I'm like, how is Miami gonna get used to that weather and altitude?
That is going to
So
be that is
yeah,
going to
because
be
you look at
interesting. As you,
the Colorado game. It was nice sunny weather and it was beautiful afternoon. No, opposite here. Come Wednesday.
and it's going to be raining. Oh, that's not good. Welcome back, Mr. KBD.
I don't understand why you just did what you just did. I mean, the people need to rely on good information, and I had a poll up there. I had a goalie polly up, kind of a goalie polly.
You got a goalie polly?
I had a goalie polly up, and Danny took it down. This is a disaster,
Oh,
Marcos. You see what kind of co-host I work with? What a
it's
mess.
it's the Luna curse. We'll call it the Luna curse.
Chris, supposedly it's like
Yeah.
84 degrees today, and it's going to be in the low 50s, high 40s on Wednesday. And raining.
And raining.
That's nice. That makes for some fun football.
Does it?
That
I don't know.
that ball is gonna be skipping fast.
Now
Sure,
I
Chris.
did want to ask a question because I wanted to ask a real quick question because I know that you had mentioned a lot of people talk about Luna and his input, but with Gozo involved. And is Gozo like a wing? Is he a wing back? Like, what's his deal?
Yeah, so this is the first season in a while that RSL is playing that 3-back. And Gozo is playing that wing back position, so kind of like a right mid, if you will. And then on the other wing back is Sanabria.
Okay.
So our new player, Juanma Sanabria from Uruguay. So he's kind of pushing up, and then right behind him is Morgan Gilavogi.
Nice. Okay. All right. I can
So
see how that
and,
pans out well.
and that's what's really helpful because you have Gozo that's pushing up on that right side, who's able to throw in those crosses to Sergei Solans.
Have you heard about
That
people
works very
saying
well.
that Gozo should go out and play for the U.S. men's national team in the World Cup?
I strongly believe so. I strongly believe that.
There's some people
I'm
hating
not
on
saying
that
as
idea.
absolutely. I've heard it both ways for Luna as well. I'm not saying as a starter for Gozo, but let me say my case. I think the numbers and the way that Gozo's been playing so far this season, he should be on the bench because he just brings that energy, that youthfulness that this team needs. Because you look back when Landon Donovan first got his first start in the World Cup, same exact age, like 19, 20 years old. And look what happened to Landon Donovan. Good career in Europe, good career in MLS, winning MLS Cups. I'm not saying the same thing, but why not the youth? The youth needs time also.
I think it's because Gozo just came on the scene. But you know what? I am also with putting Gozo on there. Luna, not so much because I feel like that's an area of depth. Right now with Dest, who knows what's going on with Dest and like just the question over there are right back. That's why I'm like, you know what? Give Gozo a shot. What's the worst
Yeah.
that could happen? So for
Like
me, it's more just because I don't feel like there's that many options right now.
No, absolutely. I agree. But we'll see come I believe next month what Poach has in store for this lineup.
Yeah, in May. All right, Chris, do you have any other questions before I ask our degenerate
No,
gambler Marcos?
I just wanted to figure out the whole Gozo situation because like he's such an impactful player, but I just didn't know where he structurally was always. So
No, but I guess last thing in regards to Gozo, he's probably the most humble guy, friendliest guy. So I feel like that's another thing that the national team needs because you see a lot of arrogance right now in that national team.
for sure.
Well, for sure. I think a lot of people took it that way when Pulisic decided to take the last summer off. But we leave that for our U.S. soccer show. Marcos, let's say you are a degenerate gambler.
Okay.
And you decide, I'm just going to bet the house and the car that I'm currently sitting in on Miami. I just feel it. They're gonna win.
Everything.
And then Wednesday comes around, and you're like, "Ooh, I made a mistake. Why did I do that? But I can't lose this car. How am I gonna get around? I need to keep my car." So
Big facts.
you make
Big
your way to the
facts.
stadium, and you make it. I'm sorry, I forget. I'm about to say Mascherano, and you find Hoyos, the new Miami manager. You walk up to him, and you yell at him.
It's like a car salesman.
This is how you beat RSL, because you can't lose your car. You got to make sure that they win. So, what are you
might buy
telling
one
them?
off
How
of
do
him.
you beat RSL?
Set pieces first and foremost. Like I mentioned, RSL is very weak when it comes to set pieces at times. So I would just say, do your best. Put all your eggs when it comes to those set pieces. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who's the big guys. Bertarame. I don't know. Falcon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody likes Bertarame, but that's for another thing. Just because Argentine, very against.
Absolutely.
But yeah. I would say just go all in when it comes to those set pieces. And then same thing when we saw in that San Diego game, just have a fast transition to be able to catch Glad, because Glad, when he's caught off, just very slow. He can't keep up whatsoever when he's caught off.
Well, it looks like we finally have a game for Allende. Too bad I don't think he's going to be available.
I mean, he's falling apart too. So like, I don't know. I like I said, Danny, I don't.
Finally has some pace. Maybe Berterame can finally do something if he got some space to run behind.
I mean, good luck with that. I mean, this looks like one of those games that can literally crumble us, Danny. Crumble us.
Honestly, I feel like this is one of those games that could go any which direction. The weather could do something. Miami could have such all of a sudden a good night. RSL's momentum could help them with the way they're going. So this is any which way.
Well, Danny,
I can't wait to get
up
the
is why I'm
predictions.
fearful. I'm fearful because Yannick Bright isn't playing.
Yes.
Ayala isn't playing. Silvetti isn't playing. I don't know if Allende is playing. Like,
Silvetti's not playing. I didn't know about that one.
Well, I assume he didn't play because he came up limp holding his hamstring in Colorado.
Oh shoot! Oh dang! Oh wow!
And by default, Allende might start. By default, just because
by default,
the only thing that's left are kids in diapers that are coming out of Inter Miami CF2.
We've been seeing a lot of academy players getting time.
There's a certain player who has ties to RSL, Santiago Morales.
Morales, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I think if he got time to play, the whole stadium would erupt because everybody remembers him when he was with his dad here, of course.
That would be cool.
That's cool. Well, and the funny thing is that you mentioned that his dad left with Mascherano.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
And this was
all the RSL fans are so upset about that because everybody was excited to cheer Javi when it comes back and all those things like Javi, but no.
Well, the worst part is that he stayed here when Phil Neville left and Tata Martino came in. And then Tata came in, left, and then he stayed through with Mascherano. And then now it's just sort of telling how he left with Mascherano quitting or leaving for personal reasons. So.
All right. So I think we're at prediction time. We usually start off with our guests. So Marcos, we give you the floor. Your prediction for Wednesday's match.
Yeah, I'll stick to what I said on our show. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be high intensity, but somehow we're just going to see 1 point from each team.
Oh, you just killed Chris. Chris hates draws.
You gave me the worst score line I can ever see in my life. And Danny is just reveling in it because he loves draws.
See, a draw on the road would be a win for you guys.
Absolutely. No, it wouldn't. No,
yes, it would. We're low in depth.
All right,
you're on the road. Time. You had a Colorado game just a couple days before. You're now in Utah. Like, absolutely. If you get 4 points out of this road trip, you did good. All right.
I can't put a poll up there. I can't get the vote of the people. I can't get the people's vote here.
Something else, man. If it wasn't for Yannick Bright not being available, Silvetti, even though somebody just said he was practicing today, so maybe he will play. I doubt it. but maybe he will play, I would feel a lot better. But I don't know. I don't feel good about this game. I told you they were going to beat Colorado. We're going to beat them convincingly, and we
It's only
didn't. We won
7-2.
3-2.
Geez.
You can't. No. Chris, I don't know.
Oh,
think I'm
so
gonna
you
go
can't even
RSL.
make a
I
prediction?
think I'm gonna go RSL. I'm gonna go RSL.
Ooh. Oh, damn, Danny.
I'm gonna go RSL 2-0. I don't even think we're gonna score.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3-1 RSL. I think it's going to be embarrassing.
Okay, well, I don't know about embarrassing, but I do think that
Danny,
we'll chase
hold
the
on.
game late.
Can I mention
think
something?
Go ahead.
We don't have Bright. We
Mhm.
don't have Ayala. We
Mhm.
don't have Silvetti.
Mhm.
Who else
Well,
don't we
don't know
have?
if we don't have Sabetti. Uh-huh.
We have Allende, who's like hobbling,
Mhm.
right? We have Ian Frey, who's our best defender, not starting because he's got to beat additional Argentines for his position again. And we got Rando Bandos playing left back and right back at positions that they typically don't. Like Mura's playing left back. Blow my brains out here. Like, that's insane.
Well, who knows how many minutes Messi's going to get because he played a full 90. So I doubt he goes more than 45.
Nah, he'll play the 90. It's crazy.
You think he's going to go 90?
Yeah. He always plays 90. They never take him off. It's crazy. You would figure that they would, but they don't. The loner saying Danny's always going against his own team. Last week, I said that Miami would beat Colorado convincingly. They'd beat them big. And
no Regilon.
No. We're thin right now. We're thin. We got a lot of academy kids playing, and you have to keep relying on Messi magic. If not for Messi magic, last game we don't win. So no, I don't.
Can you
think
read
we get
that?
This game.
Read that for me real quick, Danny. Look at my V dropping dimes.
But even worse than who we don't have is who we do have. We have RDP, Lujan, Mura, and Segovia. Segovia is good.
Segovia
has
been good this year.
Show some respect.
Lujan has been good this year. Mura isn't whatever, and RDP, he's not a DP, but he's a whatever. He's an okay player. Not a DP player, but he's an okay player. Yeah. I don't see Messi coming off. But that's the only hope. So what I think is going to happen is that RSL will score at some point in the first half. Miami's going to have a hard time scoring. And then when they really start chasing the game and like really getting aggressive with their high line, really late in the game, 70, 80th some odd minute, RSL puts up the second one. And that's how
something that I didn't mention, back-to-back home games for RSL, obviously San Diego, and then the one before that, KC. Both games, they've scored under 10 minutes. So something to keep an eye on. First 10 minutes of the game.
And we give up goals early.
Yes.
We did it against Austin. We did it against the Red Bulls last week.
So both games against KC and San Diego, RSL just put the pedal to the metal in the first 20 minutes and went guns a-blazing.
Oh. Well, look, maybe this will work out. I finally picked them to lose. Maybe they're going to surprise me and then all of a sudden just like score 5 goals out of nowhere. But I highly doubt it. I don't see it. I see a loss, unfortunately, coming on Wednesday. But all right. Marcos, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. Please let everybody know where they could find you if they want to hear a little more RSL talk.
Absolutely. So we're on all social platforms here on X, on Instagram, TikTok as well. But you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple, and then watch us on YouTube.
All right, RSL Bros, make sure you check them out. They've been guests on our soccer show, and because we do have a short week, we're going on the Battered Soccer Fans in a couple minutes to give our predictions for this Wednesday's 11 matchups. So make sure you join us. We'll be hopping on there in a couple minutes. Marcos, appreciate you. Chris, any final words?
You didn't let me do my goalie poly.
So I appreciate you, Marcos. Chris, I hate you. I appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And we will be back for the post game on Wednesday. And make sure you join us for the Battered Soccer Fans. So until the next one, have a good one.
You blocked the poll, Danny.